y'all doing? Before we get into this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. But today's topic is we're going to talk about how good is Dillon Gabriel. As if you guys didn't know, the Minnesota Vikings played the Cleveland Browns. Dillon Gabriel is a backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Following the benching of Joe Flacco, they're going to be getting into Dillon Gabriel, his beef with, or not beef, but his situation with Shedeur Sanders. We're going to be talking about the Minnesota Vikings a little bit, so let's get into it. We're going to start off this video by, of course, talking about Dillon Gabriel. This is a picture, just in case y'all did not know what Dillon Gabriel looked like. And we're going to give a little bit of background to Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel is a football player. He plays for the Cleveland Browns, right? But he also played in college, of course, LOL. He played for the UCF Knights, Oklahoma Sooners, and the Oregon Ducks. And was a third-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. He is a Hawaiian native. That is his ethnicity, as seeing as both of his parents are Hawaiian, and he grew up in Hawaii. Dillon Gabriel is a highly experienced quarterback with 6 years of college experience. I want you guys to just take note of a lot of this. I will bring up a lot of this later. He's known for having good arm strength, quick processing, and ability to make plays. He's developing at professional ranks. He holds significant college records and degrees, college records. He's second in FBS history for passing yards and the most total starts in FBS history. This is his game falling from the Minnesota Vikings. He had a 56.3 pass completed percentage, which isn't the best, but 168 yards, 2 touchdowns on interceptions. To me, that was pretty good. 2 touchdowns on interceptions, seeing that they were basically winning this game against the Vikings all the way until the last 25 seconds of the fourth quarter. So, honestly, I do think Dillon Gabriel had a pretty decent game, all things about, and I will see that hopefully that he does get more chances, and I see that he probably will get more chances seeing this game. He haven't had a bad game, in my opinion, yet. And seeing that they did just bench Joe Flacco, a little bit more about Dillon Gabriel. This is the schools, the position is high. Dillon Gabriel is 5'11", 200 pounds, drafted in the 3rd round, 94th overall, of course above Shedeur Sanders. He'd have 3 years at the UFC. What he did his freshman, sophomore, and junior year. He also had his junior and senior year at Oklahoma, which is a Big 12 school, and then he went to Oregon, which is in the Big 10. If you know, you know. So 2 years at Oklahoma, 1 year at Oregon, and 3 years at UCF. But let's give more context to Dillon Gabriel, college and high school stats. These are some of his high school stats, finishing his time in college with 18,722 passing yards, 155 touchdowns, 65.2 completion percentage across 2,111 attempts. He also rushed for 1,200 yards and a total of 33 touchdowns, a total of 424 carries. He honestly just have a lot of pretty good accolades and stats, and you have a lot of tape that you can go off of and watch Dillon Gabriel. He broke a lot of high school stats as well. The passing to my lower senior year, and winning 2018 Gatorade Hawaii Player of the Year. This is Dillon Gabriel again. A picture of him and his coach and one of his teammates. This was the following suit of the score. We can see all the way into the 3rd quarter, they were leading into that 4th quarter. The Vikings scored on the Browns defense. Honestly, if they held out for another 2 to 3 plays, honestly, this game will look a little bit differently. Honestly, I do think Dillon Gabriel outperformed Carson Wentz today in many factors. Carson Wentz did get sidelined for a couple of plays, and we got to see Max Brosmer out there. But honestly, I do think that Carson Wentz got outplayed by Dillon Gabriel. This is not something good. And honestly, seeing this, I do expect some adjustments. I would rather see Max Brosmer out there than Carson Wentz, but let's protect the development of our players. Of course, why not? This is something. If you look at the Google search, I was looking at Dillon Gabriel's stats in college, and I did come across some of this right here, as I do think this would be a perfect way of leaning into Shedeur Sanders, as Shedeur Sanders did have the single highest season completion percentage at the University of Colorado, reportedly in 2025, when Shedeur Sanders had a 74.0 single season completion percentage. Alright, so let's just start listing off some of the accolades that I believe that accolade is really highly rated, but I'm not gonna say undo all of Dillon's accolades, but that is a accolade that Dillon does not have. Looking at their stats side by side, I will say that both of their stats are promising, as Shedeur played 14 less games, but also have some amazing accumulated stats in that time frame. About Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is an American football player who was also drafted by the Cleveland Browns, born February 7, 2022. Of course, his dad is Deion Sanders, and one of his siblings, who was also drafted, is Shiloh Sanders, and he is standing at a height at 6'2", which is 3 inches on Dillon Gabriel. How good is Shedeur Sanders? Shedeur Sanders is a good NFL talent with high level accuracy and poise. He possesses strong intense abilities such as intelligence and toughness. He has shown good decision making and pocket presence. He also has poisons to hold. He holds the ball for too long, they say, but honestly, I don't want to get too negative into him because I think he's a pretty good prospect. Shedeur Sanders, this is some more pictures of him. Shedeur Sanders concluded his college career with 14,000 passing yards, 134 touchdowns across 50 games, some at Jackson State and rest at Colorado. At Colorado, he amassed 7,364 yards and 64 touchdowns in 24 games. At Jackson State, he went 20-33. Shedeur Sanders finished his college career with 70.1 completion percentage over 50 games, which is also really good. As a college career, but his stats are ridiculous. Here's some stats on the screen. He played in Big 12. He was a Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2024. He also holds the NCAA record for longest touchdown passing streak in history, with a touchdown across 49 consecutive games. One thing that immediately jumps out, though, when comparing these two, is the lack of experience, as he played in Pac-12 and then Big 12. But with only 2 years of experience. His first year was 69.3 in Colorado, and then when he went to the Big 12, it was 74% passer completion percentage. Shedeur Sanders finished his high school career at Trinity Christian, where he was coached by his father, Deion Sanders. But he did finish with a record 47-5, which is pretty good completion percentage there, and good yards. 166 touchdowns over 4 years. He led Trinity to 2 Texas State championships as a freshman and sophomore, and then to a national championship as a senior. In high school at Trinity, Shedeur Sanders passed for he setting around at the prep level of training center around top 10 most in high school football history. So yeah, we have Shedeur Sanders setting records everywhere he goes. Is along with Gabriel, who set records at the high school level. So did Shedeur set records at the college record. So did Shedeur. So I do believe these players are immensely talented. I just include this graphic as seeing. If you just look at the bottom, right? These are the ranks were going in before the season. Of course, we see that Shedeur was not drafted at pick 61. All about the drama. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, let's be honest, he's a 5th-round pick out of Colorado who have not received any playing times from the Cleveland Browns. And I do think that is something to state. And it says that the league doesn't view Shedeur Sanders as an elite prospect, but I mean, just going over his accolades, I mean, he has the height, the arm wingspan, I mean, 77.0, which is higher than Cam. Just looking at his hands, I mean, he has good intangibilities to be a quarterback. His stats are jump off the screen. Just looking at that, his completion percentage across 2 years. The main thing that people really say is that Shedeur did have his father with him from high school and his kiddie years, league, high school, and college. And it's something that Dillon Gabriel and a lot of other quarterbacks did not have. But with that being said, I cannot just say that Shedeur Sanders is not an elite prospect. But according to Google, Dillon Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. I don't believe that. I do believe Shedeur Sanders is better. I do believe Shedeur Sanders is an elite prospect, but I also believe that Dillon Gabriel is a good prospect and a good talent who deserves a chance. But I wouldn't put him over Shedeur. That is just simply false. You just have to watch the game. College production experience, which led to him to being drafted earlier and getting the starting quarterback job, which is also really true because honestly, if he had 4 more years than Shedeur did go an unconventional route. So with that being said, for Gabriel not to be starting and it's not a terrible look, but I just think it will be false to not acknowledge that Shedeur Sanders also has stats and accolades that can back up his play. And also just going by watching film, they say that he has this tendency to take sacks. But you have to be honest. If you're not watching the games, you'll know that he wasn't dealing with a top 10 offensive line, and that Shedeur and Travis Hunter did a lot of backpacking during that 2024 season. But honestly, they both are elite prospects. I do believe they do have 2 elite prospects. For the Cleveland to squander a prospect like Cleveland Browns over a lot of political stuff is kind of crazy, but honestly, that's just what it is. Honestly, Dillon Gabriel is a good talent. Shedeur is a good talent. I do believe Shedeur to be better than Gabriel, but I do believe both of these players do deserve a shot and a chance. I'm just looking at this. This is in one game where Shedeur passed the ball 29 times, 17 for 29, 152 yards with 2 tutties, which is, I mean, honestly, seeing that Dillon Gabriel did get a little bit more opportunity during the preseason, it's not bad. Honestly, he did kind of really perform really good. Dillon Gabriel, okay, he did. I think he performed okay. But, looking at how he played against the Vikings, I think he did do pretty good. They both are. I mean, the truth, right? Let's be honest. They both are really good, and we have to wait and see. And we all we can do is play people, which is pray that Shedeur Sanders gets the same opportunity. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys.